And if you could just give the board the synopsis of the application, please.
Yes, as was advised by the ABCC, a transfer application was filed to transfer the license held by Capsco to Ms. Carter. Paperwork is all in order, the background is fine. So it's new officers and directors, transfer of stock for Cellar Wine and Spirits at 991 Mass Ave.
New officers and directors, transfer of stock.
Correct. So Ms. Carter would be president, treasurer, secretary, director, and 100% stock owner.
Correct. Just for the record, Madam Chair, pose a question on sequencing. We have prepared and filed with the Commission copies of our proposed change of officer directors with the Secretary of State's office, but have refrained from doing so until such time as the matter is acted upon. So I know sometimes there's a sequencing question. You
Right.
change the officers and then come for approval. And we concluded that the better practice here would be to have those documents ready there in the file, and if there was an affirmative determination here and a ratification of the ABCC, then they would be filed with the Secretary of State's office.
Just so we can have it on the record, one of you could provide us with just a little bit about Ms. Carter's
Sure.
background, please.
As counsel for Capsco, and we get paid by the word, so I do have to justify my involvement here. Ms. Carter, this change of officers, directors, and ownership interests really will have no change in the operation of the package store. Ms. Carter has been the manager of record since the store opened back in 2004. At any rate, it is a popular package store. It has a notably a disappointing history with no history distant with the exception of a sting operation some 8 or 9 years ago. There are some practices employed at the store that may be of interest to the Commission. The store opens at 10 a.m. The store does not sell nips or pints, but the store closes at 10:30. None of those practices will change. Ms. Carter has a staff that she employs as the manager. The difference now is Ms. Carter is purchasing Mr. Capsalis' interest through the stock transfer agreement that's been filed with the application. The financial information for her source of those funds is included as required in the filing. It is a full value consideration with the pricing set forth in the application. Ms. Carter, as I said, has been experienced now for more than a decade in running this particular location. She lives in the building, and she intends to continue to operate the package. I'd offer one aside in the context of what brought us here. There's some suggestion in the report that there might have been a lack of awareness of a particular statute. In my experience, that was not the case. The statute has specific language, and the language says no person, entity, or corporation can hold one. At no point in time was there a corporation holding both of these licenses. And Chapter 156 in the licensing regulatory framework makes significant distinctions between corporations and individuals. Corporations, as you know, corporate votes are required. You must have a corporate vote to change a manager. You must have a corporate vote to file an application. There is a corporate framework and structure. There was an understanding and a full disclosure, as the report indicates, that Mr. Capsalis had another corporation that operated a Section 12 license. I think the issue arose on a matter of comparison extends to ownership interest. So there is no question that the ownership interest in both of those corporations was held exclusively by Mr. Capsalis. I don't, based upon that interpretation by the ABCC, we filed this transfer application. Carter does not have an ownership interest in the Section 12 license, so the Section 12 license is unaffected by this. It is worth noting that both licensed establishments are located in the same building, but they are separate licensed establishments. And at no point is there a suggestion that the license operation of one occurs at the location of the other. So that's our context of the application.
Thank you.
Share, 1 second, I had a, I keep forgetting to have this.
What's that? So I think as noted earlier, there have been at least a few instances where this has happened before as it related to dual licenses. We had Libby's Liquor Market in Doma. There was also Central Bottle in the Blue Room, Blue's Cuisine and High Rise Bread Company. So there have been instances where we've had the same issue come before this board. Do you have any questions at all? Any questions? Are there any members of the public that wish to be heard in this matter? Seeing none? I make a motion that we approve the application from Capsco Inc. doing business as Cellar Wine and Spirits, transfer to Marilyn Carter, for the package store license located at 991 B Mass Ave, and also for the transfer of stock and change of corporate officer director. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. You're all set.
Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Chair.
Thank you. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.